my name is John, and today we'll be reading No, Hillary, It's the Red States That Are Dynamic by Stephen Moore and Arthur Laffer, Washington Times, March 25th, 2018. Stephen Moore is an editorial contributor to the Washington Times and a senior fellow with the Heritage Foundation. He is also an economic consultant with Freedom Works. Arthur Laffer is chairman of Laffer Associates. Hillary Clinton is being universally panned by the Republicans and Democrats for her rant last week in India against Trump voters. She boasted, "I won the places that represents 2/3 of America's gross domestic product. So I won the places that are optimistic, diverse, dynamic, moving forward." As evidence, she pointed to places like Illinois and Connecticut, where she won by sizable margins. Then she added that those who voted against her didn't like black people getting rights and don't like women getting jobs. Our guess is that Hillary Clinton's words didn't go over very well in Arkansas, the state that she once served as First Lady. She lost Arkansas. Trump 60.6%, Clinton 33.7%. Her speech was offensive and filled with arrogance for sure, and a reprise of her 2016 description of Trump voters as deplorables and irredeemables. But what hasn't been corrected for the record is that Mrs. Clinton had her facts wrong. Hillary Clinton's assessment of how the red Trump states are performing economically versus the blue Clinton states was backwards. For at least the last 2 decades, most of the dynamism and growth, as measured by population movements, income growth, and job creation, has been fleeing from the once economically dominant blue states that Mrs. Clinton won and relocating to the red states that Donald Trump won. Here's the evidence. Of the 12 blue states that Hillary Clinton won by the largest percentage margins, Hawaii, California, Vermont, Massachusetts, Maryland, New York, Illinois, Washington, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Delaware, all but 3 of them lost residents through domestic migration, excluding immigration over the last 10 years. In fact, combined, all 12 Hillary Clinton states lost an average of 6% of their populations to net out migration over the past decade. California and New York alone lost 3 million people in the last 10 years. Now let's contrast the Hillary Clinton states with the 12 states that had the largest percentage margin vote for Donald Trump. Every one of them, save Wyoming, was a net population gainer. West Virginia, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Idaho, South Dakota, Kentucky, Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee, Nebraska, and Kansas. The move from blue to red states, almost 1,000 people every day, has been one of the greatest demographic stories in American history. If you go to states like Arizona, Florida, Tennessee, and Texas these days, all you see is out of blue state license plates. Pretty much the same pattern holds true for jobs. The job gains in the red states carried by the widest margins by Mr. Trump had about twice the job creation rate as the bluest states carried by Mrs. Clinton. Hillary Clinton mentioned GDP numbers. While it is true that the blue states of the 2 coasts and several of the Midwestern states are richer than the redder states of the South and mountain regions over recent decades, she failed to mention the giant transfer of wealth from Clinton to Trump states. IRS tax return data confirmed that from 2006 to 2016, Hillary Clinton's states lost $113.6 billion in combined wealth, whereas Donald Trump's states gained $116 billion. The Hillary Clinton states are in a slow bleed. There is no small part because the deep blue states that she carried have adopted the entire progressive playbook: high tax rates, high welfare benefits, heavy hand of regulation, excessive minimum wages, war on fossil fuels. These states dutifully check all the progressive boxes. And the U-Haul company can barely keep up with the demand for trucks and moving vans to get out of these worker paradises. A recent Gallup poll asked Americans if they would want to move out of their current state of residency. 5 states had more than 40% of its respondents answer yes. They were Connecticut, New Jersey, Illinois, Rhode Island, and Maryland. Hillary Clinton country. Even more unbelievable to us was Mrs. Clinton citing Connecticut and Illinois as dynamic places. There probably isn't another state in America that can match these two for financial despair and incompetence. Things are so bad in Illinois after decades of left-wing rule in Springfield that Illinois residents are now fleeing en net to West Virginia and Kentucky to find a better future. Connecticut has raised income and other taxes 3 times in the last 4 years and still has one of the most debilitating budget deficits in the nation. The pension systems are so many billions of dollars in the red, they are technically bankrupt. Even when it comes to income inequality, the left's favorite measure of progressive success, blue states carried by Mrs. Clinton fare worse than red states. According to a 2016 report by the Economic Policy Institute, 3 of the states with the largest gaps between rich and poor are those progressive icons: New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. Sure, Boston, Manhattan, and Silicon Valley are booming as the rich prosper, but outside these areas are deep pockets of poverty and wage stagnation. The progressive tax and spend agenda has been put on trial. Not only do the policies lead to much slower growth, they also benefit the rich and politically well-connected at the expense of everyone else. Getting these statistics right about where the growth and dynamism is really happening in America is important, because if we want to be a prosperous nation, we need to learn what works and what doesn't. We need national economic policies that have been shown to work at the state level. Donald Trump wants to make America look like Florida and Tennessee. Hillary Clinton wanted to make America look more like Illinois and Connecticut. Maybe that's a real reason why she lost. This video is a production of the School of the White Crane. My name is John Brooker, and you can reach me through commentary on this video or through my Gmail listed here. Please share this video with family and friends and on social media. May God richly bless you.